Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Lisa Richardson.
And I'm Will Ware. I'm with WHHI-TV. We're here at NHC Bluffton today, which brings us to our first guest, Michelle Greminger, Admissions Coordinator at NHC Bluffton.
Our next guest is Sean Gardner. He's the Director of Rehabilitation.
And our final guest is Ms. Della Dawson, who is the Director of Nursing. So stick around for more 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. We're now joined by Michelle Greminger, who is the Admissions Coordinator at NHC Bluffton. Michelle, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're here in your beautiful campus facility. Can you tell us a little bit about NHC Healthcare?
Yes, NHC Healthcare, actually our corporate office started in Tennessee. Okay. We've been in the business for about 40 plus years now, serving patients and people in the community. NHC Bluffton in itself has been open now for about 7+ years. Really known for providing, exceptional care, taking care of our patients, and we're just really well known for the care that we give our patients.
Absolutely. And what's your role here at NHC Bluffton?
Actually, I've been working for NHC for about 2.5 years now. I started off in the social services department, so I worked alongside a team of social workers and helped with the discharge process and being patient advocate. And now I am the admissions coordinator. So I've been doing that for like about 6 months. It's a new role.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that, the process of, admitting patients and meeting families and, helping them with that admission process, because it can be really overwhelming. And I just really enjoy, being there for families.
Absolutely.
Can you maybe tell us a little more about that admission process? How does it start?
Well, actually, I actually have a clinical nurse liaison that helps me in that process in my office. And what we do is we really work closely with local hospitals around here. So whether it's Beaufort Memorial or Hilton Head, Coastal, they work really closely with us for patients that need short-term rehab care. So what we do is, they call us, they send us a referral, and we kind of, take it from there and hope to get them admitted to our facility so they can get the care that they need. And I really help, the family just kind of from A to Z, just explaining the whole process, because it can be really overwhelming when a loved one's at the hospital and there's just a lot going on.
Absolutely. So. That's a big comfort to the families, I'm sure, with your having that role in place.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more about the specific care that you do provide to the patients and the community in general.
Okay, so we have a wide range of services. So like I said, we have we're really well known for our short-term rehab. So those are the patients that are coming short-term that need nursing care, therapy, so they can get back to their daily lives.
Is that like after a big surgery or something?
Yeah,
like
it could be a surgery, it could be an illness. They do have to have some type of hospital stay,
right.
And they do come under their benefit, their insurance. But we also provide long-term care. So these are patients that need, they can't really be home by themselves anymore. They need the skilled nursing care at this point, and we provide that 24-hour care for them. We also provide memory care, so it's a secure unit for patients that have the diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's. And that unit is it's designated to them, their special activities, and like I said, they have that 24-hour supervision. We also have outpatient therapy, where patients can come on an outpatient basis for their therapy. We also have home health services, so if a patient is more homebound, they're able to get the care, nursing care therapy they need at home. And we also have a new assisted living opening up It's called the Palmettos, and that's another service that we provide that we're really excited about. So it's just another thing that we have as far as services go.
Wow, that's a pretty comprehensive suite of
I know,
healthcare services. So, but you've been, you mentioned earlier the national NHC has been around for 40 some years. What do you think it's best known for?
What I think it's best known for is, just the care that we provide our patients. We, as a team, really take, the patient-centered approach. Whether it's nursing, therapy, diet care, we really all work together to make sure that, the patient and family are comfortable and they get what they need. Especially, like I said, for the short-term rehab patients, it could be a really traumatic experience.
Right.
So just knowing that we're able to take care of them from A to Z, being there for the families, and just knowing that they can get, back to their daily lives, back home. I just feel like our rehab services are, just excellent.
Right, and you being a person that they can go to if they have any questions really kind of helps with that process.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now we're in an area that healthcare is a very big deal with our population in the Low Country. So what makes NHC maybe stand out? You mentioned a lot of things. Why would someone want to come to NHC? It's definitely a beautiful place inside. Give us some of the highlights.
Okay, so what I think is absolutely fabulous about NHC is that what we call a continuum of care. So we provide, like I said, all these range of services, home health, outpatient therapy, skilled nursing, short-term rehab. Now we have our assisted living that's opening up as well, and just letting the family know that they have this comfort that we're able to handle, all of their services in one place. So, if mom comes in for rehab and she needs home health at home, or she needs to go to an assisted living and can't go home anymore, we have all these services here to help you with that. And it really just, is stress-free for the family, knowing that we can handle all of this for them.
Very
here.
important to be
absolutely
stress-free for sure in this situation. So.
Michelle, that's great stuff. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And stick around for another segment of 843 TV.
Welcome back to 843 TV. Joining us now is Sean Gardner. He's the Director of Rehab here at NHC. Welcome, Sean. Thank you for joining us now.
Thank you for having me.
We're enjoying it here. It's so beautiful out today, and we've been talking about the services provided here. Tell us a little bit more about why should a patient choose NHC for the rehabilitation?
Well, a patient really should choose NHC for their rehab services because we have such a variety of staff members that can provide specialty care for their patients. I have on staff a lot of PTs and OTs that have a lot of specialty areas, so we can cover all of their rehabilitation needs, ranging from neuro patients that maybe have had strokes or some kind of brain injury, down to our orthopedic patients that have total knees and total hips. And just with the amount of staff that we have, we can take care of all of the rehab needs on an inpatient basis.
Yeah, and that gets really specific, doesn't it? Because those are two totally different practice areas.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, you have a knee surgery, you need somebody who can help you get back on your feet and running. You have something more dealing with neurological, and you might need somebody with memory care.
That's correct.
Like that.
And we have therapists that specialize in orthopedic procedures, and then we also have therapists that specialize in neuro, which is your stroke and brain injury.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about your team. You mentioned some PTs and OTs. What do those stand for? Physical therapists?
PT is for a physical therapist,
Okay.
and OT is occupational therapist. With that being said, too, I also have PTAs, which are called physical therapy assistants, and CODAs, which are certified occupational therapy assistants. And then I also have speech therapists that are on my staff. And I also have, on a PT level, you'll see DPT, which is a doctor of physical therapy. So I have a number of doctor of physical therapies on my staff as well.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier you got a support staff that none of this would be possible without them, right?
Absolutely. My team is a wonderful team, but all the three that work behind the scenes of Lynn, Debbie, and Krisher, without the three of them taking care of all of the behind the scenes paperwork and all the inner workings of our department, be very difficult to do. So they're an
Absolutely.
integral part of our team.
Absolutely.
And you've got a comprehensive team, so that's wonderful. Tell us about some of the carryover process that you provide for the patients.
Some of the carryover that we do is once a person is here for their inpatient rehab stay, they may need some kind of fine-tuning or continued services once they leave our building. And once they leave our building, we offer outpatient, and we also offer home care services. One thing that's nice about both of those services, as with our inpatient, is everything is a one-on-one basis. We don't do any group treatments, we don't do any concurrent treatments, anything like that. You get one-on-one time with your therapist, so that therapist is totally focused on you during your stay. Once you come to outpatient or our home care, that continuum of care continues on with that, still with one-on-one care from your PT, OT, or speech therapist.
And that gets back to what Michelle was referencing earlier with the continuum of care. You know, people they gain a level of comfort and confidence with their service providers, and to be able to continue that relationship must feel, give the patient a little sense of security, right?
It really does, and the patients actually get to meet their home care therapist while they're actually still an inpatient, which is one nice thing we have. Because our home care is here in our building, they know when the person is going to be discharged. So our home care PT and OT go to the patient, meet them, introduce themselves, so that when they come out for their first visit, they already know who's coming to see them. Same as an outpatient. Our outpatients share our gym with the inpatients. So while you're here as an inpatient, you also see the outpatient therapist, you get to meet them. So when you come in, again, it's a familiar face and we get to build that rapport with the patient while they're here.
And that's, I'm sure, the most important part of the process. And you mentioned too that it might be possible that someone comes for a second time. I know of a lady who's been here several times and she just loved it. And every time she's different treatments, she returns here. So it must be a great place to be, a great place to work. Tell us some of the great things that are big about your staff and to work here.
Well, I love working at NHC because the big part is my staff, because I interact with them obviously on a daily basis. The staff is actually unbelievable. The way that they support each other, you don't even have to ask for help. They're already right there to go. You know, if someone needs help seeing their patients, everybody pitches in and does their part. But it's not only my team coming to work here, it's actually an entire building. I mean, all the teams in this, we wouldn't be as good as we are if we didn't have the support of admissions, nursing, right down to dietary, maintenance, housekeeping. I mean, if we didn't have everybody working together, it really wouldn't all come together as a wonderful building to work in.
Absolutely. Now, for some of our viewers who may anticipate needing some rehabilitation care in the near future, or who might have a family member who might need some rehabilitation care, what should they take away from this broadcast? Why do you think, what should they walk away with about NHC?
I think from this broadcast, if they walk away just knowing that if they come to our building for any type of therapy or nursing service, they're going to get the best quality of care that we can provide. I mean, NHC is committed to be the industry leader in customer and investor satisfaction, so we want to make sure everybody knows that when you come here, we give you 100% of our time, and we just want you to know that we won't leave you. We'll be with you through the entire process from beginning to end. And even once you leave our building, we always give you our information, because we don't want you to feel like you don't have a resource to fall back on should you have questions once you leave our building.
Right. Great stuff. Sean Gardner, Director of Rehab for NHC Bluffton. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And stick around for one more segment of 843 TV. Welcome back to 843 TV. We're now joined by Della Dawson, who is the Director of Nursing at NHC Bluffton. Della, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I understand you are new to NHC Bluffton facility, but not new to NHC. You worked with NHC in Charleston for a number of years, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. I worked at NHC Charleston for 8 years.
Wow.
And I transferred to NHC Bluffton as the Director of Nursing.
Very cool. So you obviously enjoy working for NHC. Why is that?
I do. NHC is a great corporation. There is a lot of support. This company promotes leadership, and they embrace the idea of teamwork. There's support from the corporate office in Tennessee to the regional staff through South Carolina, and even at the local level from our administrator, from all the partners here at the facility.
So you feel like you have a lot of support?
A lot of support. And NHC also there's a lot of opportunity for our partners to advance in the company.
Sure.
Yeah, great. Very important as an employee,
Very
definitely.
important.
Now, as the Director of Nursing, tell us about some of the goals that you have for the department and how you're going to go about seeing those through.
Our primary goal is to provide optimal care to our patients and make sure that our families are happy and that we're supporting them while we're providing the care to our patients. And one of the other main things that we focus on is patient safety. And as the Director of Nursing, I meet with the nursing staff along with our nurse managers, and we continue to educate our nurses to make sure that we are doing what needs to be done for our patients.
Absolutely. Let's keep talking about your nurses for a little bit.
Okay.
Because they wear several hats.
They do.
Here at this facility, don't
Yes,
they?
they do.
What are some of the qualities that nurses here at NHC Bluffton possess that make them stand out from nurses at other facilities?
Our nurses, we are professionals. We are leaders. We are our patients' advocates. We are compassionate. We are caring. We work closely with our interdisciplinary team to ensure that we are providing holistic care to our patients.
Yeah, I mean, there was one thing to provide care for a patient, but then you were talking earlier about being kind of a patient and family advocate and having to communicate with these people and make them feel welcome and comfortable, right?
Yes.
I mean, and that's a special person that has to do that.
It is. That's a very special person, and it takes a very special nurse, and we try to seek those professional, special nurses.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I really enjoy hearing you. You can hear the passion in your voice and how important this is all to you. Now, there tends to be a stigma sometimes with nursing care and nursing homes. So how does NHC set itself apart from that?
There is a stigma about the nursing home, and we don't consider ourselves a nursing home at all. We are a skilled nursing facility, and there is a difference. When you come to NHC, you're going to receive that skilled nursing care along with our therapy. You're going to be a part of activities. There is a home-like environment that you will be a part of. And our social workers, they are very competent, and they start that discharge process when you walk in the door. So many people often thought, when you come to a nursing home, you're there and you're never going away.
Right, you're there to stay.
Yeah, that's not what happens. We plan for discharge, but we just plan to get you home safely.
Right.
We want you to have that nursing care that you need until it's time to go home.
I really like how you put that. So the goal from when they come is to get them back to home and get them back to their normal routine in life. So
whatever their routine is, if they came from an assisted living and they need to go back, if it was home, if they live with their families, whatever they need to go back wherever they came from safely, that's what we are here to provide.
Now, Della, I know that as the Director of Nursing, you probably deal with a variety of challenges on a daily basis.
Yes.
But I imagine that some of these come in the form of patients or families expressing concerns about, their general health care and the nursing care provided. How do you handle those questions or concerns coming from patients or families?
Well, at NHC Bluffton, we work as a team.
Yeah.
So anytime a family or a patient has a concern, we all get together and we decide who is the best person that can take care of this concern quickly. And that person will head up making sure that everything is done for that. And we get back with the families, if we can get back with them that day, to just give them that comfort knowing that we're taking care of the situation. By 24 hours, they know that this is what we've done, this is how we've fixed it. Is there anything else that we can do that would help you and make you feel comfortable?
Right, and communication is key with that. I mean,
communication is key.
Yeah, and is that, I mean, do most of those concerns come in the form of a verbal concern? They write an email, they're giving you a call? I mean, is that all three?
Well, we have great communication with our patients and our families, and every day, often, I am in the rooms, the nurses are, therapists are in there, housekeepers are in there, social workers are in there. So we ask our patients, are you okay?
Right.
Is there anything that we can do for you? Is there anything we can do different? And that's usually how something will come up.
Okay.
Could be something as simple as, my dad likes coffee at 7 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So we make sure he has that coffee at 7.
Very cool.
And then those are small things, but very important to the individual and to the
Very
family
important.
member for comfort. And one thing that we didn't touch on is how does it work for visitation? If your family member's here, what are the hours, what are the policies to come and go for family members to visit?
Well, we don't have a set time for visitation. Families feel free to come whenever they need to come.
So they could come in the middle of the night if they felt need?
If they need to come, we do have our doors are not just open, but they can use our code to come in, or they can call the staff and say, I'm coming at this time, and then we can make sure that they're able to get in.
Gotcha. Well, great stuff. Della, thank you for joining us and
Thank
sharing
you.
all about NHC and your role. Good luck to you in your new role here at
Thank you.
Bluffton, anyhow. So thank you all for watching, and join us again for another episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.